Okay, good morning, grade 9. If my voice is clear enough, kindly raise your hand. Now we are 15. We're going to wait just for 1 minute. Thank you so much. Judy and Zaina, lower your hand. Thank you. Now we are 14. We're going to wait just 1 minute, and then we're going to start. If anyone has any question, kindly raise your hand. Okay, Yassine's iPhone, Yassine Qubesi. Yassine who joining with Yassine's iPhone. Is Yassine Qubesi? طب يعني if yes, kindly type in the chat.
ايوه يا مس، ده كويسي اللي هو
Okay.
ياسين's ايفون.
ده قبيسي تمام. Okay. Thank you, Yassine. طيب. Okay, we're going to start by reviewing the last level in lesson 4. Actually, it was a homework. If you didn't submit the homework, the due date is Wednesday. Who submitted the homework yesterday took the +4 bonus. Sure. Okay. Okay, we still in chapter 1, images and animations. Okay, we're done with, well, actually the unit name is animations and games. The unit divided into chapter 1 and chapter 2. Chapter 1, animations and games. Sorry, images and animations. We're done with lesson 3 and lesson 4, where some of them was homework. Okay, and I said if you didn't submit the homework, the due date is Wednesday. I'm gonna stop for a second, معلش. Share again. بس كده تمام. Okay. Lesson 4, level 11. You need to use the random number to create a rainbow snake. Okay, Zaina, kindly unmute yourself. Hussein, if you have a question, unmute yourself.
Miss Adam Haytham is in the waiting room. Can you let him in?
Okay, خلاص. They are in. Adam and Kinda. Now they are in. Zaina.
Yes.
Hi, Zaina. How are you?
Hi. I'm good.
I'm fine. Okay, could you please read the task and then help me in answering?
From Do This?
Yes.
Okay, run the program several times to see how the starter code works. Add at least 3 new different colored circles to your rainbow snake, and use the random number to make the rest of the snake's body move up and down like the first 3.
Okay. Our task here is to create the same shape we're having here on the right side, having like a rainbow snake. When we click run, we already have 3 circles. Okay. The code is written here. We're having a background as a sky blue. And remember, in Game Lab, what will be at the back should be here at the top. يعني الكود اللي هكتبه أول حاجة هو الكود اللي هيبقى at the back. Then I need to have the circles. So the code of the circle should be after the background. Okay? If you need to have a color for your circles or any property for your circle, it should be before drawing the circle itself. والإلابس ده هو اللي بيعمل drawing للcircles. The first two values, X and Y position, then we're having W and H. So here we're having the code for the background, then fill color for the first one, اللي هي red one. Then we're having the ellipse. From math, we replaced the value of X for the circles to be random number. What does it mean? We set a minimum value and a maximum value for the X. Every time we're going to run the program will take any random value between those values. يعني 190 will be the minimum X value, the minimum Y value. احنا ال 100 دي هي ال X. وعملنا replacing لل Y value by random number. So the Y value minimum number will be 190 and 210. So every time we're going to run the program, okay, it will take a different value for the y, meaning it will be moving up and down, up and down. تعالوا نجرب. Reset and run. Okay. Well, if you remember, we talked already using random number in AppLab last year. Okay, Zaina, I need to draw the fourth circle here. It should be in green. What should I write?
Fill and then change it to green.
Okay, so from drawing, drag a fill color here, and we're gonna change it to green. Then
Ellipse.
Okay.
And random number and the y.
No, for the x value, we need to move
200
by 40. يعني the first
Yeah.
one was in 100, then the
220.
second one 140. So the 200 here should be changed to
220.
200, 140, 220. Okay, then for the y value,
Random number.
random number, the first value should be, or the
190.
minimum, 190 and
210.
110. The size should be from
50.
the same value, which is 50 and 50. Okay. Reset and run. Okay, now we're having the fourth one. Okay. instead بقى ان انا ارجع اعمل تاني fill color واعمل drag لإلابس وابتدي اغير، انا ممكن اجي هنا كده واعمل selecting للتو blocks, right click. مفيش copy من هنا، ممكن from the keyboard Control C copy, Control V and change the color here. It should be, sorry, it should be in blue. So I'm going to change the green to blue. اللي عايز يعمل drag و drop عادي، بس ده كده easier. And then add here 220, we're adding 40. So it's 260. Restart and run. We're having the blue one. Using the same technique, select Control C, Control V. This one should be, I guess, purple. ممكن نعملها عادي يعني، عايزاها pink، مش عارفة ليه. Anyway, well, this one should be 300. Reset and run. Okay, we're having the last one. So you can copy and paste to make it easier and faster. Thank you so much, Zaina. Then I need Shahd. Shahd, unmute yourself. Okay, from here, more or less, I'm going to move to lesson 5, variables. Shahd, unmute yourself. What's wrong? Okay, thank you, Shahd. So, Jumana.
Yes.
Hi, Jumana. Could you please read the lesson overview?
This lesson introduces variables as a way to label a number in a program or save randomly generated value. This class begins the lesson with a very basic description of the purpose of a variable and practices raising new blocks. Afterwards, the class uses variables to save a random number, allowing the program to use the name random number.
Okay, the vocabs we're having are variable. Could you read the definition of a variable?
A variable, a label for a piece of information used in the program.
Okay, actually, having a variable will be storing a value in the computer memory, and that value could be used anywhere in the code. Okay, and by the way, we used variables last year as well. The codes we're going to use will be declaring the variable or set a definition for the variable, and then assigning the variable, okay? Or declare and assign a value to a variable and declare a variable. In level 2, we're having a video, and then we're having a task in lesson 3. Lulwa, could you please unmute yourself? Lulwa.
Yes.
Hi, Lulwa. Lulwa, read the task in level 3 quickly.
فين؟
Hannah, do this, run the program.
Okay. Run the program to see how it works. Change the number that is stored into the variable.
Okay. The variable we're having here اللي هو var x possession equals 50. How to declare a variable or to set a variable? We're using the block اللي اسمه var x equals. Okay. The x will be replaced by any meaningful name for the variable. Here we set the name as x possession, and the value of the x will be 50. Okay, the same as you're having in math. For example, أنا ببتدي أكتب x equals 50, and then we're using the x value anywhere in the code. Here in the ellipse, instead of the x value, يعني بدل ما أكتب for example إن x equals 100, 200, 300, لا أنا مش هكتب numbering value، لا أنا هكتب x possession. Okay. معنى كده ان ال x value equals 50، يعني we're just substituting. run. اوكي. طب لولوا، تفتكري لو غيرت ال 50 دي مثلا خليتها 300، تفتكري البوزيشن بتاع السيركل هيبقى فين؟ يعني انا دلوقتي غيرت دي خليتها 300، تفتكري دلوقتي كده ممكن السيركل تبقى فين؟ لولوا.
مس قصدك ايه السيركل هتبقى فين؟
انا الاكس بوزيشن دي او الفاريبل اللي اسمه اكس بوزيشن كان عامل سبستيتيوتنج للاكس فاليو بتاعه الالابس. اوكي، يعني انا بدل ما احط هنا فاليو للاكس بوزيشن بتاع السيركل دي انا حطيت اكس بوزيشن. تمام. هو كانت 50 لما كانت 50 كان البوزيشن بتاعه هنا، انا غيرتها خليتها 300. تفتكري المفروض دلوقتي لما اعمل ران السيركل دي تبقى فين؟ قولي لي كده left right top down. right. طب تعالي نجرب كده. سوبر، هي مشيت فعلا للرايت عشان انا مشيتها على الاكس اكسس، فبدل ما كانت هنا 50 هي بقت هنا 300، والواي بوزيشن بتاعها اللي هو 350. finish. اوكي، لما unmute yourself. لما اوكي. أدهم كوتيشي unmute yourself. Koteshi, unmute yourself.
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
Hi, Koteshi. Okay.
Hello.
So here we're having another task. We're having now two variables. Our variable as x possession equals 300. The second one var what's the y equals 100, and we substituted the value of x and y by the two variables. When we click run, where the ellipse should be? قولي كده مثلا right, left, corner, top, down.
I think it would be at the left, somewhere in the left.
Left? Are you sure?
I think
the x
so.
possession as 300.
Oh no, it's going to be right. It's going to be
Yes,
at the right.
Yes, it's going to be to
the right.
Right. Okay. Right top. لأن ال y 100.
Okay.
Okay. Finish. Yassine Amgad, unmute yourself.
Yes.
Okay. Yassine, could you please read the challenge we're having here?
This program uses the variable circle size to control the width and the height of a circle. If you make the circle big enough, it will fill up the entire screen as in the picture on the right.
Okay.
Change the value assigned to circle size to that the circle takes up the entire screen.
Okay, so when we click run, we're having يعني a circle. We need to increase the size of the circle so it will fill the entire screen. What should we do?
نكبر الرقم بتاع circle size اللي هي ال VAR دي.
تمام، أغير الفاليو بتاعة الفاريبل اللي اسمه circle size. Instead of 450 we can make it مثلا 700. Okay. Reset and run. Okay. اللي أنا عملته دلوقتي إن أنا غيرت الفاليو بتاعة circle size أو الفاريبل اللي اسمه circle size، و already circle size ده عامل substituting لل W وال H. Okay. So once changing the value of the variable, the circle size will be changed. Finish. Then I need Lily Tamer.
Yes,
Hi Lily, how are you?
good.
Hi حبيبتي. Okay, Lily, could you please read? Using a
Change-
variable many times.
Okay, this program has only one variable called petal size,
Okay.
but
What it
it
uses?
uses in 8 different times. This
Okay.
makes it easy to quickly make lots of changes to how your picture is drawn.
Okay, so here he's telling us that we can use the variable as many times as we can. Okay, here he used the petal size اللي هو هنا variable أول واحد. He used it at like 8 different times. Okay, to replace the value of H and W for 1, 2, 3, 4 ellipses. Okay. Change the number assigned to the variable petal size so that radial petals touches one another. If we click run, okay, here we have the 4 circles. ال H وال W بتاعتهم أو ال height وال width بتاعهم معمول replacing بالvariable اللي اسمه petal size. تفتكري يا ليلي ممكن نعمل إيه؟
We can change اللي هو ال place بتاعهم to
Okay, which value should I change?
okay, اللي هو ال petals ال red, the ones under it.
Okay, I'm going to change the variable value here. Okay. أنا عاملة substituting بدل ما أكتب H أو أدي value لل H وال W، أنا عاملة substituting بالنame بتاع ال variable اللي هو ال petal size. So instead of 50, it should be, for example,
100.
100. Okay, try the 100. Reset and run. يعني it's too big, we can have it like مثلا 80. Okay, much better. Okay, so here we changed the value once, and that value was changed like 8 times. Okay, as we substituted the value of the variable here 8 times. Thank you, Lily. Continue. In level 7, we're having a kind of summary for the definition of the variable, okay, how to create the variable, how to assign a value to a variable, how to use a variable, okay. The first step for making or declaring any variable will be here, okay. By the way, you can create the variable only or declare the variable only as we're having here, or you may create and set an initial value as we're having here. Then you may change the value. يعني هنا هو عمل ال variable أو عمل له creating واداله initial value or a starting value اللي هي 100. Then we like اسمها increase or increment. Increment يعني أعمل increasing by size equals 110. يبقى دي كده ال initial value أو ال starting value اللي هي ال 100. Then the incremented value is 110. We're going to click continue. Then I need Mariam Ahmed. She doesn't have mic. صح ولا ايه؟ طيب. Okay, Safe. Safe, unmute yourself.
Yes.
Hi, Safe. How are you? Okay.
Right.
Safe, for naming the variable or giving them names, we need to follow certain rules. Okay. يعني ما ينفعش أدي أي name كده للvariable وخلاص. First rule, no spaces are allowed. Meaning in size of the circle is a wrong variable name. Okay. So we need to remove the spaces. واول ما اعمل removing للسبيس هيطلع لي بس error كده صغير. خدت بالك ان الايرور اللي كان رد اتغير بقى يلو؟ اوكي. ليه تفتكر؟ علشان هنا انا غيرت النيم بتاعه في الديكلاريشن و I didn't change the name in using var size of circle is called declaring the variable or creating, while in here in the ellipse one dimension and so on اللي هو using the variable or substituting with the name of the variable, we didn't change its name. أنا هعمل كده copy و I'm going to change the name. خلاص. Then one dimension variable name should start only with a letter. ما ينفعش يبقى عندي number at the beginning. ممكن يبقى at the end، يعني ممكن أخليه dimension 1 وأشيل ال 1 اللي في الأول دي. كده النيم هيبقى صح. تمام؟ last one, the name used here اللي هو y location in line 3 is different than the one we used here اللي هو y location. Y here is a caps lock and Y here is lowercase. But we're going to change this one. Okay, size of circle برضو اسمه اتغير هنا with no spaces. So it should be the same as creation. Okay, and dimension 1. Instead of 1 dimension, we make it dimension 1. Okay, so now we're having no errors as long as no yellow triangles and no red squares, no errors. Click run. So the rules of naming variables are no spaces allowed. The variable name should start only with a letter. The variable name should be the same in the declaration and in using, okay? If we used a caps letter, it should be a caps letter. If we used lowercase, it should be a lowercase. Safe, I need you to say the same rules I said again. While
بس ينفع ثانية واحدة كندا her internet is so bad فكل شوية يطلعها فينفع تدخليها تاني؟
Okay, now she's on. Safe, unmute yourself again, and I need you to say the naming rules of a variable. What are the rules we need to follow while naming a variable?
We have to remove the space.
No spaces are allowed. إيه كمان؟
And
we need to start with a letter. No numbers are allowed at the beginning of a variable, okay?
Okay.
We should use the variable with the same format. يعني once ان انا كتبته بcaps letter لازم اما اجي اعمل له using استخدمه بنفس النيم. Thank you, Safe. Then we're having an last one. I need Ali.
Yes, Shams.
يا علي ازيك؟ Read كده the challenge we're having in lesson in level 9.
Variables can be assigned a random number to. This lets you save a single random value so that you can use it as many times as you want in your program.
Okay. So if we click run Ali, you know, we're having the two eyes from different sizes. Okay, احنا عايزين ال two eyes بتوع ال smiling face او الفيس اللطيف ده يبقوا from the same size. اعمل كده debugging اللي هو searching for errors وقول لي ايه الايرور او ايه الحاجه اللي انا لازم اظبطها علشان الاثنين يبقوا قد بعض.
الايس بس.
الايز اللي هي فين؟ يعني بص الالابس الاولاني ده اللي هو راسم دي. اوكي، the second ellipse اللي هو in line 13
المفروض
is
يبقوا
for
نفس
this one. اعمل ايه بقى عشان اخليهم زي بعض؟
ايس. in the second eclipse
the second
write
eclipse
اه
اعمل فيه ايه بقى؟ مش انا عارفه ان السكند eclipse هو اللي فيه مشكله.
ايس سايز.
طيب المفروض اخلي الويدث والهايت هما كمان substituted by the variable I size. اوكي، والvariable I size ده الفاليو بتاعته واخده random number meaning ان انا every time I'm going to run the program the size of the I will be changed. تعال نجرب كده ناخد I size ده copy. احنا عايزينه من نفس الفورمات فاسهل ان احنا ممكن ناخده copy paste. اوكي reset and run. They are from the same size. Reset and run. The I are different. Why? عشان أنا كل مرة هعمل فيها run ال I size will take a random value from 10 to 60. Reset and run. Thank you. Finally, we're having a summary and level 10 for the naming variable, and we're going to move to lesson 6. Okay. Lesson 6 name as sprites. I need Hussein. Hussein, could you please unmute yourself? Hussein, unmute yourself quickly. Hussein. Okay, so Farida, unmute yourself.
Yes.
Farida.
Yes.
Okay, Farida, quickly read the overview of the lesson.
In order to create more interesting
Farida, raise your voice.
In order to create more interesting and detailed images, the class is introduced to the spirit object. Every spirit can be assigned an image to show, and spirits also keep track multiple values and about themselves.
Okay, so thank you, Farida. A sprite is a kind of character. It's a special kind of variables. You're going to create that sprite. Set the position of X and Y, then select your character, okay, and select the draw sprite to draw the group of characters or the group of properties that you selected. The codes we're going to use will be draw a sprite, var sprite equal create sprite, X and Y, the position of the sprite, width and height اللي هو الوidth والheight بتاع السبرايت. Sprite scale will be the size of the sprite, okay? And by the way, we're having a recorded video after the session to explain how to draw one of those scenes, okay? هنعمل project يعمل لنا creating the scenes دي. A recorded video هيشرح step by step how to create one of those. And the homework will be creating the same project you're having in the recorded video. And next week, inshallah, we're having our computer quiz covering data representing, how to convert from binary to decimal and decimal to binary, and the part of flowchart. Definitely مش هيبقى عندنا drawing flowchart لأنه ده MCQ quiz. هيبقى على Moodle. I'm not sure we're gonna have it during the session or after the school day. but it will be at the same day إن شاء الله. يعني it will be coming Tuesday. والtiming will be confirmed by an email. اوكي او هكتب لكم على كلاسيرا لو التايم بتاعه بعد التايم بتاع المدرسه يعني after 2 or maybe at 8 a.m. يعني قبل المدرسه او بعد المدرسه or maybe normally in our school day. والسيشن next week لو الكويز بقى في وقت السيشن هتبقى recorded session. Okay, so now you know the homework of this week and that we're having a quiz next week. والmaterials بتاعت الكويز كلها إن شاء الله will be posted maximum by tomorrow. طيب. يوسف شادي unmute yourself. يوسف شادي. يوسف. يا يوسف ازيك؟ بص يا يوسف احنا اتفقنا ان احنا هنعمل حاجه اسمها سبرايت والسبرايت ده كاركتر. اوكي الستبس عشان اعمل كرييتنج لسبرايت. ستوب شير بس كده for a second. share again. We're having certain steps for creating the sprite. اول حاجه هروح على التاب اللي اسمها sprites. drag a var sprite. I just said in the sprite ده special type of variables. Okay, you need to give the sprite a name. Just for this level, we're gonna leave it as a sprite. ال 200 وال 200 دول هم ال X وال Y position. If we click run, nothing will be on the screen. ليه؟ لأن أنا لازم أستخدم function اسمها draw sprite. Okay, once I have draw sprite, the sprite will be on the screen. And the sprite we're having here as a square. يوسف معلش هتحل معايا كمان level 5. اقرا كده بسرعة التاسك.
Okay.
بس it's loading.
Okay.
The sprite here in possession 300 and 100.
100.
Choose X possession.
When run will sprite, when will the sprite, my sprite be located?
It will be located which of the choices? A, B, C, or D?
D.
D?
Oh no, sorry. C.
A.
A?
اهو هنا. اهي 300x 300x كده اللي هي هنا و 100y at the top. هو ال y starting from here down وال x starting left right. finish continue. Then I need بلال كندا unmute yourself. Lama, unmute yourself.
Yes.
Hi, Lama. Lama, read the task we're having here. Debug the program.
This program should create 2 new sprites, one on the left of the screen and one on the right, but it's only drawing one. You don't need to add any code, just rearrange the code already present to make sure that both
So we need to rewrite the code we're having here to draw the 2 sprites. Where do you think the problem is? أنا رسم واحد بس. Sorry?
في ال 200؟
لا مش في ال 200. بصي احنا قلنا ان draw sprite الفانكشن اللي هي اليالو فانكشن دي هي اللي بتعمل لي drawing للسبرايتس. اوكي
هنحط واحده كمان تحت الرايت سبرايت.
هنحطها تحت يعني لازم تبقى بعد كل السبرايتس اللي انا رسمها. يعني انا لو حاطه 2 سبرايتس لازم draw sprites تيجي بعد منهم. reset and run
هتبقى تحت الليفت وتحت الرايت.
تحت الاثنين. فونس ان هي جت بعد الاثنين هترسم الاثنين. finish.
اوكي.
مين هنا؟ لا يا كندا please unmute yourself again. In level 7 we're having a video. Click continue. طيب كندا if you can unmute yourself it's okay. زينا كندا. خالد وليد unmute yourself. خالد. طيب Adam Haitham, unmute yourself. Adam Haitham, unmute yourself.
Yes, miss.
Hi Kenda, how are you? Okay,
Hi.
بصي كندا in level 8 احنا عندنا a summary for the sprite. We're gonna click continue. Kindly read the task we're having on level 9.
Over the animation tab, you'll see 3 images that have been loaded for you. You can get to the animations tab by clicking the animation
Here,
button
okay.
above the display area.
Super يا كندا. بصي احنا in level 9 we're going to add the sprite itself. We just said ان السبرايت ده character. by clicking here اللي هي animation tab we're having different sprites. We can add one from here. Click the plus sign ده. You can add whatever sprite you need. I'm gonna add the burger one, okay? And the name of the sprite is written here, American underscore hamburger. So back to code. From here, code sprite dot set sprite. By setting your sprite, you're going to select the character itself. See, instead of alien from the drop-down menu, we're going to select the burger and click run. Now we're having our burger in possession 300 and 300. Don't forget about the quiz, okay, next week, and in the recorded video, you're having your assignment to create one of those scenes. Thank you so much. See you inshallah next Tuesday, and good luck. If you're having any question, send me your question on Classera. Thank you so much. Bye.